Hello and welcome to this Boston University Admitted Student virtual session. My name is Tasha Sandoval. I'm an Assistant Director of International Admissions, and I'm really excited that you're here to learn more about BU and to ask questions. But before we get started, I really just want to say congratulations. You should really know that this was a really incredible feat. This year, it's just been a really incredible process, and I want you to feel really excited and proud to have been admitted to be a part of the class of 2023 here at Boston University. I know you've all worked so hard, and if family members are tuning in, even siblings, just know that you are all a part of this process and you should all feel proud and be really excited to have this opportunity here at Boston University. So this was the most competitive year of our history, which is part of why I said specifically this year. It's just gotten more and more competitive every year, which is especially why you should know that you should be proud this year. So to share a little bit more about what made this year different, I shared the BU class profile for the class of 2023, which basically just tells you a little bit more about the application pool and who applied this year. So we had a total applicant pool of about 62,210 students, and that was all to create a first-year class of about 3,100 students. So that really shows you that obviously we weren't able to admit many of the students who applied to Boston University. So the average class rank in high school you see there was about 7%. So the top 7% of each high school class would have been admitted about. And the overall average grade was an A-. So obviously with international curricula, the different numbers there might vary. An A- is about a 3.7 in the US GPA unweighted scale. And then you see some additional averages there with standardized tests. So really just to give you a sense of just how rigorous and how high the caliber of student is who is admitted here at Boston University, and to show you that you are a part of that. But in addition to all of these numbers, I do think sometimes it's fun to think about the other kind of more qualitative aspects of different students that we've admitted to Boston University and some of the exciting characteristics that they have. So for example, if you were to attend Boston University, you could find yourself sitting next to some really incredible people. And we know that you yourself have done some really incredible things. But just to share one example, this year, one of the students that was admitted, we won't name names, is a double gold medalist for US figure skating. Just to give you an example of some of the really incredible students that have been admitted here to BU. All right, so to give you a bit more information, so we talked about how there were just over 62,000 applications. Well, what's really the most exciting about those applications is that they came from all over the world, and you can see all 50 US states. So this map that you're seeing now is, of course, a map of the world, and each country that is filled in a color represents a place where we received an application. So you see we received applications from 163 different countries. And we're really excited and we're really proud of that because it really shows that we are reaching most of the world, right? And we're really excited to be bringing Boston University students from all over the world so they can share and learn from each other here on our Boston campus. Okay, so that really segues well over to this next topic in really fleshing out part of why Boston University is considered such a global university. So you see I have some information here about what we mean by that. We mean that we do have a very large international student population of about 24% of our undergraduate students. It's also because the city of Boston itself is extremely welcoming to international students and is in fact one of the top US destinations for international students. You can see it is listed as number 3 in terms of the amount of international students here in the city. BU itself also ranks in the top 10 among US universities hosting international students. And then you see a couple of other fun facts there. So in addition to this international character, I do also want to say that we're extremely diverse there, but also in terms of the academics that we offer. So just to spend a little bit of time on academics, of course, you applied to Boston University, so you definitely did your research, you're excited about a particular academic topic, or you're open to anything. You might be an undecided applicant, and that's definitely okay and actually very exciting because we do have such a diverse range of academic programs to offer here. So we do have about 250 different programs of study in our 10 undergraduate schools and colleges. So even if you applied and were admitted to one particular program, you may arrive at BU, start taking your classes, and decide that you're actually much more interested in something else. So part of our the exciting thing at Boston University is the extreme amount of academic flexibility that you have to change your mind, to add on something else if you find a new passion, to try on different hats, different subjects, to see what fits and what works best for your interests and your professional goals. So I did just want to take a little bit of time to talk about the academic flexibility and the academic opportunities here at Boston University, which are a part of what make us so diverse. Students are also just really involved outside of the classroom as well. So there are so many different clubs and activities to get involved in. There are actually over 500 different clubs through our student activities organization here on campus. And there really just is so much for students to do as they prepare or as they get excited about what they'd like to do on campus. And then finally, another thing that I think students should know as they're considering their options, BU being among them, is thinking about life after Boston University. And I know that that seems really far away. It seems like the next step right now, it's just thinking about the next 4 years of your life, which are college or university. But you should be thinking about what you might want to do after, and that's something that Boston University is going to be extremely supportive in because of our really strong Center for Career Development. So that is the office here on campus that works with students to help them do some career research, to prepare their resumes, to do some interview preparation, for example, and just to know what kinds of opportunities are out there as a student starts to apply to internships, for example, or even to jobs for after graduation. Now, we do not require internships for the majority of our programs, but we do highly encourage them, and 92% of BU students will do at least one internship program during their 4 years at BU. So that does mean that there are so many opportunities that BU students will more often than not do at least one internship, because it is such a great thing to be able to do, to learn about yourself, to learn about what you're interested in, and to learn about what you would like to eventually pursue professionally. And so with all of that, after having all of that internship experience and international experience, BU students have a really excellent record that out of all Boston University graduates in 2016, 94% had a full-time job or were in a full-time graduate program within 6 months of graduating. So that really shows you how well prepared students are with the wealth of opportunities that they have here in the city of Boston, or really anywhere around the world if they're looking for professional opportunities elsewhere, since we do have such a strong international community with the international students that we receive here on campus who do eventually become international alumni. And so we do have international alumni in 189 of the world's countries, which we're very excited and proud to be able to say. So with that, really does round out the global university theme. I do want to move on to talking a little bit more about what being a Boston University student would be like coming from your particular backgrounds from high school. So if you're thinking about what kind of credits you may get based on the coursework that you took in high school, you can see here that there is a range, and we do accept credit for quite a few different advanced curricula. So for advanced placement, you may receive credit for an exam, a course where you received a 5 or a 4 on the exam, and that does vary a little bit on the class. You can see the full list there on the website that is listed. Then for the GCE, which is typically given in the UK or in other Commonwealth countries, you will see that we do accept, or we do give credit for GCE subjects where you receive A, B, or C on different A-level exams, depending on the A-level exam as well. And then finally, the International Baccalaureate, which you may see anywhere around the world, we will give credit for higher level subjects only, in which you receive a 5, 6, or 7. Again, the 5, 6, or 7 depending on the specific course of the exam that you've taken. So this is exciting if you are graduating with any of these 3 advanced curricula, because it does give you a chance to get a little bit of credit so that you're a little bit further ahead when you start here at Boston University. However, it is not required at all, and you will not be behind in any way if you did not participate in any of these advanced curricula programs. And then you'll see there, just to make sure you saw, there is an email listed, intadviz@bu.edu. If you have any questions about this, if you're unable to find the advanced credit link, it is listed there. But if you'd like any more information about specific courses or anything like that, please feel free to contact that email. Our international admissions advisors will help answer your questions. Okay, so hopefully you're feeling extra excited about BU. I know I am. This is my favorite time of year as I'm working with students who are starting to make their decisions and maybe choosing Boston University ultimately. So with that, you have to think about your next steps. And so you can see here, we have them listed out. What do you do if you decide you do want to attend Boston University? So the first thing is to go on your BU applicant portal and pay your BU enrollment deposit. That really seals the deal and makes it official. It also means that your portal will turn into a student portal, which will look different and which will allow you to do a variety of other things, including housing information. But then going on this list, you'll see that you'll receive your I-20 form, which will arrive after you pay that enrollment deposit. We'll mail it to you. That is the form that you need to read very, very carefully to get the instructions on what you need to do to then apply for your F1 student visa at your closest consulate or embassy, U.S. consulate or embassy. And so very important to familiarize yourselves with the details of the instructions on that I-20 form, making sure your passport is up to date. A couple of other things that you'll have to do, of course, going to the consulate appointment, making and going to the consulate appointment, traveling to the U.S. with your visa and paperwork all ready to go, arriving at Boston University, and then a very important step is checking in with the ISSO. The ISSO is the International Student and Scholars Office, which is a really incredible resource for international students here at BU. It is an entire office dedicated to making sure that students are familiar and comfortable with their student visa status, and basically they're just there as a resource to help you through any of the different processes you'll have to go through as an international student here at Boston University. And so there is an ISSO orientation, which is a part of your international student orientation, which we'll talk about just in a minute. So here you actually see all of the orientation session dates. So all Boston University freshman students are required to attend a freshman orientation the summer before their first year. Now you'll see all of these dates listed, and there are different orientations offered for different schools and colleges, but the final date listed, August 29th through 31st, is offered for every single school and college, and you'll see the asterisks there. The 31st is actually a one-day required international student orientation hosted by the ISSO, so you can learn more about your international student visa status. And so as an international student, we do typically recommend that you attend the whole final orientation session, since you'll already have to be on campus and it's right before the start of your fall semester. However, you're not required to attend that session. You can attend any of the other sessions that are offered for your student, or for your school or college to which you've been admitted. However, just understanding that it might be tricky based on where you are in the visa application process and where your passport is. So just definitely pay attention to that and be careful as you're choosing the orientation date and making your embassy or consulate appointment schedule. All right, so finally with that, I do want to give a little bit more contact information. So you've got that email address for IntAdvis if you have any questions about advanced credit for your high school classes. Then we have a general international admissions team email here, intadmis@bu.edu. And then we do have a team of students here at Boston University that helps us so much with everything that we do for our international student population. The group is called BISA. It is the Board of International Student Ambassadors, and you're going to hear from a few of them here in a moment. But we do have a dedicated email address for these students as well. So if you have any questions targeted to a current BU student where you really want to hear from someone who is living as a BU student right now, please send your questions to bisa@bu.edu, and we will connect you to one of those students. So please let us know if you're looking to speak to a student from any particular school or college or anything like that. We'll do our best to connect you with the best fit. So with that, I'm going to play a quick video, and then you're going to hear from students. They'll introduce themselves, but then they're really just going to be here to answer your questions. So please, please, please send in your questions. You can type them into the chat box right there, and we will make sure that students will answer the questions that you submit. Please, please send your questions. And thank you so much, and I hope that you learn a lot today. And again, congratulations and welcome to Boston University.
Hi, my name is Isabel McGuff, and I'm a senior in the College of Arts and Sciences, majoring in Spanish literature and minoring in hospitality administration. I am originally from El Salvador. I had a very active floor. I lived in West Campus, Claflin Hall, and I think just hanging out with my friends on that floor just really helped me get involved. And I eventually joined BISA, the Board of International Student Ambassadors, and that was huge for me because I was able to meet so many different international students at BU and so diverse, and that's what I really connected with because BU is so diverse and it's very unique.
My name is Talia Wildhorn. I am in the School of Hospitality Administration, and I'm from Grenoble, France. One of the ones I had through the School of Hospitality was last summer, where I got to go to India. I was in Mumbai for 2 months. 4 of us students went together, so it was at the Taj Mahal Palace Hotel, which was just incredible. We spent 2 months, we lived in the hotel and we interned there, so I did housekeeping and front office, which are 2 departments I chose, and it was just amazing.
I'm Elisa Cordeiro Lopes. I'm from Brazil, São Paulo, and I'm majoring in biomedical engineering. I'm a freshman. I'm taking chemistry, and for biomedical engineers we need to take like the hardest chemistry, but I really think that BU makes the hardest chemistry very easy with all the office hours, the TFs, the discussions, and all the exercises, and I feel very comfortable to say that it's my favorite class and I'm doing very well.
Hello, my name is Ali Kanay. I am currently a senior studying computer science in the College of Arts and Sciences. I'm also doing a business minor in the Question School of Business. I'm coming from Ankara, Turkey. After graduation, I was able to find a job through our Center for Career Development. Over there we have resume reviews, mock interviews, where students actually go dress up, they go into this room, and then an advisor meets with them, help them prepare for an interview, give them specific questions, some feedback, and through them we also have something called Handshake. That's basically LinkedIn for BU students, and I was able to find PwC through that website. I applied online, I submit my resume, and then 2 weeks later they came to the campus for an on-site interview, and I met with them in the Question lobby, and after some interviews I was able to actually get the job, so I'll be starting in August 15th. Looking forward to it.
Congratulations! Welcome to BU!
Alright, hi everyone. So my name is Talia Wildhorn. I am a sophomore from France, and I am studying in the School of Hospitality Administration.
Hi everyone, my name is Asha Shadadpuri. I am a student from Dubai and I'm studying in the College of General Studies.
Hi everyone, my name is Elisa and I'm from Brazil. I'm majoring in biomedical engineering in the College of Engineering, and I'm a freshman.
So the first question that just came in is, how is the weather in Boston? Do you want to take it away, Talia?
It's actually not that bad. A lot of people seem very scared of it when they first came here, but I've actually adapted to it very easily, and I've actually found that there's a lot more sun than a lot of other places I've lived, so I actually love the weather here.
Yeah, I'm from São Paulo, and I feel that here the sky is way more blue.
So, I mean, I'm from Dubai and it's really, really hot there. So it was a bit of an adjustment in the beginning. But when the winter hits, it's a bit hard. You just have to know how to dress well. And I mean, the days do feel a bit shorter. So you just want to get as much sun time as you can outside. Okay, so another question that just came in is, how do I choose my roommate? Do you want to take it away?
Oh yeah, I'll take it because last year I was applying for housing and I chose it randomly. And I know that a lot of my friends, they choose by Facebook because usually each year has its own Facebook page. And I didn't put a lot of effort, I just did it random. And I got like a very good roommate and I'm very friends with her. It was crazy. Very lucky.
Well, I wasn't that lucky. My roommate was random as well. And I think that it doesn't really matter who your roommate is because I have so many friends in different schools and different buildings and we always manage a way to like spend time together. But I think that it is good to have a roommate that you get along with really well. And my roommate and I, we're not the best friends, like the best of friends, but we do follow similar schedules and it's easy to work with her, I guess. So another question that came in was, is the campus safe? And personally, I have not found any problems with the safety, especially because there's BUPD, which is the Boston University Police Department, everywhere on campus with the blue lights. Do you want to explain what the blue lights are?
So blue lights are basically spots across campus where if you are ever in trouble, you can just call out and BUPD can be there within minutes. So it's extremely safe. I would say the same. I'm a sophomore. I've never felt uncomfortable in any way. There's definitely resources if you do, but I've just never had a problem.
Yeah, and I mean, as freshmen, I think same. Feels pretty good. Another question that just came in is, can I change my major if I don't like it? And I think as a sophomore, you can answer this question.
Yeah, so I've actually been very lucky in the sense that from the start, I knew what I want to do and I was able to pursue that right away. But I also have friends who have switched 2 to 3 times and they're still maybe finding their path. My roommate right now is on her second major and she actually loves it. So it's very easy to change. It's also very easy, even if you don't change, to just take classes in different schools and colleges. So that definitely is not something I would worry about.
And also something that BU has that helps a lot is the advisors for each college. So I'm trying to minor in computer science and I'm a biomedical engineer. So I need to get an advisor from the College of Arts and Science, and that's super easy and they're super kind and helpful.
Yeah. Another question that just came in is the student body diverse? And I think we can answer that by just like looking at all 3 of us. We have someone from Brazil and France and, well, the Middle East. So I would say yes, the student body is very, very diverse. I think there's at least 5 to 10 different nationalities in each one of my classes, and my classes in the College of General Studies are pretty small, so that's saying a lot. And I am planning to go into Questrom and the larger classes. It's crazy how many new faces and new cultures you can see every day. Yeah. Another question that just came in is, how is the food on campus?
Well, I can answer that because I've been working in the dining hall and I see the cookers cooking the food, and basically it's everything so clean and they try to be healthy and very good food. I like dining hall food. A lot of people complain because they're always complaining, but I particularly like dining hall food. And one thing that I like it too is that they are always trying to make new things in the dining hall. For example, today tonight we're gonna have the Tuscan kitchen. And I think last week we had the halal kitchen and it was delicious. Oh my god. Also we have 3 dining halls, and in each one we have certain stations. So we have the specific vegan station and the specific gluten-free station for people who are gluten-free and vegan. And yeah, that's basically.
And to go off of the vegan station and the gluten-free station, it's not like you would think that there's only one station in each dining hall. That's not the case. There's always new meals preparing. I even had the vegan option today because it was so good. And in terms of like entertaining for different nationalities, the dining hall is a great place for that. You can find, just as Elise mentioned, the Halalotopia event that we had last week, which was for Middle Eastern students. So it's very, very broad and diverse. And another question that just came in is, what is your favorite BU tradition? Talia.
I have a few different favorites, but I think one of my favorites is definitely lobster night. We keep talking about the dining hall, but it's one night in the beginning of the year, every year in September, I think, in the dining hall across campus, and you can have a huge lobster, and everything's so good, and everybody goes, so the dining hall's packed, and it's such an amazing environment, and everybody goes, and I just love that.
The line is so long, like the line.
Yeah, because everyone goes there.
Yeah,
but it's so worth it.
Another tradition, actually, there's in the College of General Studies, we do this every year. It's called Red's Final Stretch. I personally haven't had that tradition yet, but I've heard from other sophomores and seniors that it's an amazing event. It's an event right before finals week, and it's for like all the students to just come. It's like a carnival, and you eat food and you kind of just relax before starting to study for all your finals. So
yeah, I think we had something similar, the midnight breakfast in the dining hall. That was 1 week before the finals, so students could have like the last night of chilling.
Yeah, I think that's mainly for freshmen.
Yeah, that's mainly for freshmen.
A lot of sophomores and seniors sneak in because it's free food, so why not?
And also, I'm very excited for the senior week because I know that they're gonna have a lot of events, but senior weeks, I've never been to one, but I'm excited for that one.
3 years down the line.
Yeah.
So another question that just came in is, how is the public transit, or do you need a car on campus? So personally, I live right now in West Campus. So if you look on the BU map, West Campus is on one side of campus, and I have classes in Questrom at 8 a.m. in the morning, and I always take the T. The T is a train that runs right through campus. It's in the middle of the road, and it's so convenient because if you're tired and you don't feel like walking to places, the T just doesn't run just through BU, but it runs through all of Boston. So you can reach Newbury from Boston University, and you can reach Harvard Square. So it's a very, very easy way of transporting. It's honestly it's better than having like a campus in a way, because then you don't have to walk. So.
Mm-hmm. And beyond that, the T, like she just described, I mean, it takes you to the airport. It takes you really anywhere you want to go. There's also, I've been wanting to do one thing where you can buy a train ticket and go much further during the weekend to Cape Cod or to other places. I mean, there's just a bunch of public transportation that can take you to a plethora of different places.
Another question that just came in is the fitness center nice, and do you use it often?
Wow, I love fitness center. It's one of my favorite places at BU. It's so big there, so many things you can do there, and I strongly recommend like students to go to the gym because it's so distressed. It distresses a lot the student, and students suffer like a lot of stress. So I really like that place.
Actually, today was one of the first few times that I've gone to the gym.
Really?
And I told my teacher today that I felt so good. I was having a good day today because I went to the gym, and it's just there's such an environment in there because everyone is just like working their hardest, and you feel really good after. And I think there's a rock wall. There's a swimming pool.
There's a lazy river.
There's a lazy river. I think there's
hockey.
A hot tub as well for like, I think it's just for the athletes, but you can sneak in. So there's a lot that we have in the fitness center, and that's saying a lot because I live right next to it, and I'm going to start going more often.
And there's also classes offered in it all the time, so yoga and boxing and everything you can imagine. High intensity training, a lot.
Yeah. A lot. Another question that just came in is, are you planning on doing a study abroad?
I can take that. So I haven't done study abroad per se, but I did have an internship in India for 2 months over the last summer. And so although the School of Hospitality specifically does require us to do 2 work experiences, so I did that in India. And then this upcoming fall, I will be leaving for a full semester, but it's not abroad. It's the Disney College program, so it's in Florida. So there are a lot of opportunities beyond study abroad where you can do a bunch of different internships or you can study in different places.
So, I mean, I just met with my academic advisor today, and since I'm planning on going to Questrom, a lot of Questrom students do like to study abroad in their senior year. So I don't know what's going to happen for me, but we'll see. A lot of students do study abroad, especially their junior and senior year.
For engineers, I'm not planning to study abroad, but most of my friends are planning, and usually they go on the sophomore or junior year, because for the senior year, it's like reserved to plan on your senior design project. So, but it's very common.
Another question that just came in is there Greek life on campus? You want to take it away?
Well, I'm actually part of a of a co-ed business fraternity, so I didn't know those existed. But there are sororities and fraternities which are social, but there's also a thing called professional fraternities, and mine is specifically business, but it's open to all majors. And so I've definitely found it's 100 people right now, and it's all of them are all my closest friends, and I've found such a community there, and it's very much towards growing as a professional and as a person, and I just love it.
So I think many of you might have heard that the Greek life in BU is not a lot compared to a lot of the other universities, but what I found is that it's very easy to join Greek life, and if you're considering networking throughout university, it's a great way to network, and your brothers and sisters are always there to support you in a lot of the decisions that you make. So it's a great way to engage with Boston University. Another question that just came in is, who is your favorite professor? I don't know if I can even answer this.
Yeah.
Okay, no, go ahead.
I have one in, again, the School of Hospitality, but he's our law professor. He's actually retiring this year, which is the saddest thing. But I went into it thinking, oh gosh, what is hospitality law? I cannot. It's an 8 a.m. on a Friday. What is this class? And somehow this one professor manages to get all 20 or 30 of his students every single class to come in and want to listen to him and want to listen to an hour and 45 minutes of law. But he's just so entertaining, so interesting, and I love his class.
Similar to that, my finance professor, I didn't get the finance professor that I wanted, but I've heard from so many other students that Professor Bedard is really good. A great way to see which professor is really good for your course is to check Rate My Professor. So it's a lot of honest opinions, but honestly, all the professors at BU are great. They're so open to flexible office hours. And my professor, my 8 a.m. professor that I have for the introductory business course, Professor Feisendero, she's amazing at wanting you to actually get up and go for the class. As are many other professors, they know that students do not want to wake up early, and they always make it entertaining. Another question that just came in is, are there clubs at BU, and can you join multiple? Okay, well, do you want to answer that?
Well, I don't go to many clubs because I don't have time. For engineer, we have a very tough schedule with a lot of classes, and I work, I do visa here. So the clubs that I usually go is visa, that is Board of International Student Ambassadors, and BUBA, that is the Boston University Brazilian Association. So I meet my friends there, and the clubs for me are just for chill and enjoy. And there are a lot of clubs, and I was planning to join more, but I don't have that much time.
Well, there are so many clubs and that are offered at Boston University. There's an event at the very beginning of the year called Splash 2.0, and you must go for it. It's right in the middle of the summer heat, but it's so worth it because I think there's over 100 clubs just laid out on the field, and you just sign up for anything and everything, and then you see whatever ones you need to attend. So right now I'm in the tennis club. We haven't been playing much because of the weather, but there's clubs such as one of my best friends here is in the Justice for Palestine group, which is because she's Palestinian, and there's just weekly meetings. Sometimes there's monthly meetings, and some of the events that they host are like International Food Day, or like they do some parades through the streets of Boston University. So it's a lot of fun. It's not really too much of a time commitment because they want you to have fun at BU as well.
If I start to, I'm in way too many clubs. I did that thing at Splash where I signed up for all of them, and I'm somebody who can't resist, so then I go to all the meetings. But the ones I'm most active in, I would say, are my business fraternity, the French and Taiwanese clubs. Those are two separate things, but I love cultural organizations, and then a lot of them specific to hospitality. And the amazing thing about clubs is also that if you want, you can then take on leadership positions in them. So I'm on 2 of the e-boards, and it just teaches you so much while also being able to meet a bunch of amazing people.
Yeah, and I think that a great way to engage is through the e-board. So you should really try and aspire to want to help out in the greater Bostonian community by joining something that gives you a better standpoint to like voice your opinion. Another question that just came in is, how do you all like living in Boston?
I feel it's so quiet. For a big city, I feel it's so quiet.
I mean, I thought it was loud because whenever I try sleeping, like there's always like
dorms.
Yeah, in dorms, I think it's not the nicest when you're trying to sleep at night. If you live in a Bay State or like kind of further away, a brownstone I meant, rather than Warren Towers, which is in the middle of the street, you're gonna always hear cars drive by, but it's not bad. You get used to it. Overall, I really, really do like living inside the community. A lot of my friends were thinking about not even staying on campus, but I think it's so important because not only is it convenient, it's also a great way to always be social within the community.
And close to the city, right? Because BU, one thing that I like about BU is that it's very close to like Newbury Street and the center of Boston. So to get like to these places or to go shopping or go to new restaurants, it's super easy, super fast.
And there's just always so much going on in Boston, so you can. Last weekend I was at a concert. Before that, and actually tomorrow I'll be going on a boat tour. Like there's just so much to do, and it's endless opportunities.
Another question that just came in is, are sporting events fun? Hockey, etc.
Baseball. Yesterday it was yesterday, right?
I don't remember.
The opening with Red Sox. Sports here in Boston are something very strong. Yeah. When the Patriots won the sportship, the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, I don't watch football. Some weeks ago, Boston went crazy and it was super fun. Everyone was celebrating. Cool.
There was huge parades. A lot of you don't do this. I didn't do this. A lot of people skipped class to go to the parade, but it's such a big event for Boston in general. But another way to look at it is like sporting events within Boston University. I live in West Campus, and so there's Nickerson Field is right in front of my dorm building. And there's a lot of people always surrounding the bleachers because there's a lot of kind of PR around the events and when they're happening and what sport is going to be playing, and a lot of BU comes and supports them. Which dorm do you think is the best for freshmen?
Warren. Warren, no. So basically freshmen, they spread out in 3 different dorms, maybe 4. Yeah. So the main ones are Warren, that stays in the middle of the campus, and the main one is Warren, and West, that stays at West. That is super far, and I don't like it because it's super far.
I like West. You stay in West as well?
So I've chosen to live there a second year in a row, which is rare, but I love, because like you said, I love the dining hall. I am in the School of Hospitality, which is further west, so it's also easier for me for classes. But it's right next to the Fitness and Recreation Center. It's just, I love, and then you can go into Alston, which is right next to West, and it has a lot of places to eat, a lot of fusion food, a lot of more interesting things to do.
I would say that the College of Engineering is like right next to Warren, so all my classes are super close, like 5-minute walk max.
I think what really does sell it for a lot of people is where their classes are. So personally, because second semester I started taking classes at Questrom, West is not the best option. But West and Warren are both like the two options that most freshmen select, just because it's one of the larger residences and a lot of freshmen come in and want to be social and want to start making friends. So I think it's the best way to do that.
Yeah, it's very easy to get friends with your floor mates.
Another question that just came in is, can you double major at BU? Talia.
You definitely can. I'm not sure for all majors, but I know that a lot of my friends, for example, who are in the School of Hospitality have chosen to double major with Questrom, which is the School of Business. So it's definitely a possibility. It will be a heavier course load. You might have to overload or take summer classes, but it's always an option. And again, you can always work with all the advisors, and there's so many resources to guide you through any choice you make.
Yeah. I actually do know someone who's even doing a dual degree, which is not just a double major, but it's getting two separate like certificates of what degree that you majored in, and so it's very possible. And I know some ambitious people who do like triple majors, but that's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Another question that just rolled in is, are there jobs on campus, and is it easy for international students to get one?
Super easy. Usually international students, they go to the dining hall, and I met a lot of international students there, and it's super easy. The dining hall is like the best paid job on campus, so that's why a lot of people go there, mainly in the freshman year. But other options, they do, at least for the College of Engineering, they have the reception table and the mailbox office. And since international students cannot work like off campus without the CPT, there are a lot of international students doing on-campus jobs.
Yeah, I think that covered it. I think the CPT is a big problem. That's why a lot of jobs are open for freshman, sophomore, even up to senior year students. Another question is there tutoring available? Yes. I will say personally, I have attended most of the tutoring sessions that Questrom holds for or before many midterms and finals, because it gets very stressful for many students. And there's peer tutoring, there's office hours. So normally you would have a TA, which is a teaching assistant, who is available, and they hold office hours. So does a professor, and you just schedule a meeting, or you just walk in, and they will help you out. I know that Student Services does also provide tutors for when you are struggling, and so I think there's always help provided. You just have to know where to look for it.
Yeah, for the College of Engineering, we have every day, none of the weekends, TAs and TFs, there are teaching assistants and teaching fellows. They are available from time to time for which course you're looking for. So every day at one room. So if you have any question, you can just go there. If mainly if the office hours of your professor doesn't match with your schedule, so you just go there and ask for questions. Super easy.
Another question that just came in is, do you have an option to live off campus, and if so, where?
So there's definitely the option, and a lot of people choose to do so, especially once they're in their third or fourth year. I will be living in my next spring off campus, and there's again so many services. There's a website directly through BU to find off-campus housing options, and it's just up to you to choose what you find is best for yourself.
I know personally from a few friends who do live off campus in the Fenway area, which is also it's like a 20-minute walk or even just a 10-minute walk from campus. And there are also apartments that are on campus, which is somewhere near West Campus, I believe. So.
Yeah, but just reminding that as a first-year student, you need to live on campus.
And I think it's better to live on campus. I mean, BU does offer. BU offers housing for all 4 years, and I think there's some really nice housing. There's like Student Village and Miles Standish Hall, they're like hotels, but no sophomores or freshmen get it. Don't expect to get it, but there's that option. So another question that just came in is BU LGBTQ friendly? Anybody want to?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think Boston in general is just, there's such a diversity in so many things, so nationality as we've talked about, but in thought and opinions, and it's such a, everybody, I mean, it's an amazing city, I think.
There's a group for LGBTQ, right?
Yeah, there's a club for it. There's a club for everything, and so everyone feels a part of something. Yeah. Was it easy to make friends? Is another question.
Something that helped me a lot to make friends was living at Warren with all the freshmen, because they're all like, oh my God, we're new here. Everyone wants to make friends, so at the beginning it's like very easy.
I think you just have to remember that everyone does want to make friends, and everyone's going to put themselves out there. A great way to make friends is to actually talk to people who are admitted beforehand on the Facebook group, for example, and just to join clubs and activities after Splash. I think the best way I made friends was mainly through some classes and through clubs, and just go ahead and say hi first to people. It's the best way, and it's the fastest way, the easiest way, I guess.
Yeah. And even during orientation, I did a lot of friends during orientation. This is the first week, the last week of August, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, you meet a lot of people during orientation, which is...
And you're not having classes, so everyone's just getting to know you better, and you're together.
Yeah, your classes are not that rigorous the first few days into university, so it gives you some time to be able to grab coffee with some people that you want to get to know better. Another question that just came in is, are there quiet places to study on campus?
There are a ton. I mean, there's really all types of workspaces, so whether you want to work in a cafe, because we have several on campus, or study halls. We have one that I love, which is on top of the student village. It's on the 26th floor. It looks out onto the Charles River. It has the most amazing view, slightly distracting when trying to study, but I love that place, and it's usually very quiet, but also we have specifically rooms called quiet rooms in most buildings, and I love that.
The library is one of the best quiet places. It is a place to be quiet. So if your studying habits are to be like solitary, it's a great place to go, and the library is open till 2 a.m. So a lot of study groups actually go and reserve a room in the library and just work until 2 a.m. and I'm pretty sure it's actually open till 4 a.m. because I was there. It's open till 4 a.m. before midterms or finals. Student Village, I just wanted to say, not a lot of freshmen know about it, but the 26th floor is really, really nice.
I'm sure that during finals, the library opens 24 hours.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
And they even started opening up the dining halls for a portion of the study period, which is amazing. So that's the thing. There's always a lot of space and a lot of places you can go to study, or in your room. It's really up to your preference.
Another question that just came in is, why did you all choose BU?
Wow, that's hard.
I feel like I've answered this question so many times, not just through the supplement, but I chose BU because I came from a very, a city environment, and I knew that I was always going to need a lot of things going around me, whether it's cars at 3 a.m. or people just walking down the street going to classes, and I knew BU was perfect for that because I did visit it a few times before I came on campus, and I saw that a lot of students were there's mounds of students just running to class, and it's nice to see that, and every dining hall is always filled. It's never empty, and I think also the international population at BU is so big that it's nice to be able to find people that you can connect with from home.
For me, it was actually with my dad, because I'm from France, and so I hadn't been able to go to all the open house events specifically, but I did go on this tour where I was very lucky to visit 10 different schools, and BU was the last one. And there wasn't a tour organized, but we emailed this random person in the School of Hospitality thinking, oh, they might sit with us for 2 minutes, maybe. And in the end, they organized a 1 hour, this is specific to the School of Hospitality, I was very lucky, but they organized a 1 hour tour with the dean, and he sat with us, and it was the most incredible experience. I don't even know what happened, but it definitely sold me on the entire school. We have so many internship opportunities, clubs, things going on everywhere. It just was a great compilation of what I loved most from the other 9 schools and not the things I hadn't liked as much about them. So BU just seemed like the best place for me.
Well, for me, I was searching. Well, it's a very interesting story. I was searching for the best college of biomedical engineering, and then BU was like in all the ranks, and I was searching more about BU. And something that really like interested me is that BU is not only good about biomedical engineering, but it's very good about a lot of classes. So the business major is very famous too, and tons of majors, and not only the academics, but also the internship opportunities, because I'm really thinking about taking something like that. And BU being in the Boston area, because it has like lots of opportunities of like a big city, and I live in a big city, so I hope feel home. And then I was searching more about BU, and every time there was learning more, I was getting more excited. And at the very end, BU was one of the only colleges that had how can I say that? But they were always trying to help me to make my final decision. So like this virtual event I attended last year as like a viewer, and it helped me a lot. I came to the open house, I talked to some students, and here people are always trying to help you, and that was my final decision.
All right, well, I think that's all the questions we have. So thank you for listening and tuning in. As Tasha did say earlier, you can feel free to email us with any questions that you have. We're always delighted to help you guys out.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.